Husband invites his mother to our trip without my permission. I'm a 30-year-old woman, and my relationship with my husband's mom isn't exactly the greatest. Right from the beginning, she would say things and compare me to herself. Then she suddenly changed and started complimenting everything I did, and get this, even copied me once. Remember when I dyed my hair purple? Well, she went and did the exact same thing, and when people laughed about it, she pointed the finger at me. Anyway, my husband and I took some time off work for a 2-week vacation abroad. I was the one who planned and saved up for the trip, while my husband handled the tickets. Then his mom wanted to come with us, and let's just say she didn't take no very well. She tried everything from calls to text to sending people to convince me. She even threatened to make up some police complaint. My husband thought we should bring her, but I disagreed, saying he shouldn't have told her in the first place. He gave me an either she comes or I won't go ultimatum, and I didn't back down. He eventually agreed to tell her no. Things got quiet, suspiciously so. On the day of the trip, at the airport, my husband seemed to be looking around for something. He led me to the waiting area, and guess who was there? Yep, his mom with her luggage. I was shocked, and angry, and felt like a storm was brewing inside me. I started walking away, and my husband followed, shouting at me. He tried to stop me, but I told him off and said I was going home. Back home, I found out he had booked a ticket for his mom without telling me. An hour later, he stormed in, angry and blaming me for ruining the trip. I stood my ground and said he caused this mess. He accused me of being too tough on his mom, but I refused to argue. He even called my family to tell them the trip was off because of me. They said I should have toughed it out and tried to enjoy despite everything. Husband invites his mother to our trip without my permission. Update. I'm really not sure where to start. Things have been incredibly tough lately. It's like I was losing my calm. Some context: my mother-in-law wanted to go on a trip with me and my husband, but I did not want her to come. I told my husband to tell her no because the trip was supposed to just be for me and him. He told her no, but then he went behind my back and bought her a ticket without telling me. So, when I saw her at the airport, I left. Let me give you more info about what's going on. I've noticed that my husband's mom treats him differently from his siblings. It's affected his relationships with them and with me too. He doesn't see anything wrong with how his mom treats him, but it bothers me and makes me feel weird. The whole situation just doesn't feel right. The idea of not being in touch with her hasn't even been considered. He feels like he needs to talk to her or see her every single day. Most of his brothers and sisters don't talk to him anymore, and I'm pretty sure it's because of how his mom treats him better. He does share some blame for not realizing how wrong this is even now. I've often found myself making excuses for him. I did it in my earlier message without really thinking. But I guess it's because I care about him so much and I really wanted us to figure things out without it messing up our marriage. As for what happened during the trip, he tried to talk to me, but most of what he said made it seem like I was at fault. I couldn't keep arguing like that. I told him I needed some space and that I'd be staying with my sister for a bit. He didn't take it well at all. He got up from the couch and opened the door, telling me to leave right then. At that moment, it was clear to me that he still didn't get how he was wrong. I just imagined spending more years of my life like that, and I was like, no way. I can't handle it anymore, especially when he always wants to be right. His mom can't do anything wrong in his eyes. I'm always the one who's angry, crazy, jealous, weak, and overreacting. Right now, I'm staying with my sister. He sent me a message saying that I'm the one ending what we had together, but I think it's the other way around. He keeps making his mom the one who's suffering in all this. It's obvious that we're just going around in circles and there's no end in sight. I'm just really tired and overwhelmed. I'm not angry at him and I don't expect him to change, but at least I have choices now for what's best for me and my future, even if it means splitting up.